Hi everyone, it's Donna here, and I'm just coming on to show you the latest journal that I've just completed. Um, I have to say it is very much inspired by a new journal artist. Well, she's not a new journal artist, she's been around a long time, but she's new to me. Anneli Journaling, and I'll put a link to her channel down below. I've been doing following along with a lot of her tutorials that she has done recently, so I'll point those out as I get to them. But this one is, I have a, as you all know, have a huge stash of vintage linens and laces, and some of the ones you haven't even seen. So I decided to use a lot of them in this journal. So it is full of all of my collection of laces and linens, my antique ones that I have in my stash. This journal, I think I'm going to call it Annelies because it is very much inspired by her, and she's in Sweden. So this journal is 6 inches by 9 inches. It has 120 pages front and back. She is chunky, as you can see. She probably has about a 2.5-inch spine. The cover is made from, well, I have it closed with just a piece of one of my antique laces. The cover is made from a piece of a crazy quilt. A while back I had sold pieces from this quilt, and I saved some for myself, and this is one of them. The quilt did not come with these pieces of linen. I just kind of, every block of the quilt, I put in a little piece of, even a little teeny one there, a little piece of linen from my stash, and these are all stitched on. It's a soft cover. The inside is lined with this beautiful fabric that I have in my stash. There are 3 signatures. There is a tassel that I made, and this is made from all of my antique laces, a lot of my French laces, some seam binding. There's some pearl strands in there, a bead strand, and this is on a bulb pin, so that can be removed. So let's take a look inside. This is a slow stitch piece that I made a while back. It's been sitting around in my stash for a while. Lots of stitching on it. And then in the front is the note from the book, from the bookmaker. It tells about a journal and how it can be used. There's a piece of antique linen in the front. I have, every signature starts with a piece from my eco-dyed papers that I've made recently, and I'll put a link to the tutorial that I did on this down below as well. These are the original pages. They're not a scan. This is a pocket. There isn't anything in this one. This journal has lots of space for writing and or doing your own decoration. So there's lots of blank pages where you can write or decorate yourself, and some of the pockets are empty where you can put your own things in. A lot of the images in this journal are from books that I discovered on archive.org. If you've never been to that website, you've got to go and check it out, because there are tons and tons and tons of scanned antique books there where you can download images from those books. This is one of them. And just little snippets of laces here and there. This is an embossed paper. That is a pocket, and just a little cluster at the top of this. This image was from archive.org as well. A while back I did a video on archive.org. I'll see if I can find that, and I'll put a link to that down below as well. I think I put some of my favorite searches that I used. There's some lace down here and some more vintage lace here. This page is from one of my, this is from that German book that I have. The book is tiny. You can see the difference. So I scanned some of the pages and I enlarged them so that I can use them as pages in larger journals. And inside that pocket, this is from archive.org as well. Lady's Book of Flowers and Poetry. That's the cover of the book. And in it is just, I think this is from archive.org as well. And this is just a little booklet with some pages that you can journal on, tucked into that pocket. Each signature has a piece of some of my linens that I have. Just a little cluster up here. This is one of my digitals from some prescriptions from 1899, I think they are from. So it's just kind of a collage of the prescriptions. Some more antique lace here. This image is either from one of my digitals or from Ruby and Pearl XO. I can't remember which. I did a little bit of slow stitching here on this cluster. Stamp from, I used two different stamp sets. One was from Tim Holtz and the other one was from Sam Poole. And this is a large pocket. In the pocket is an original page from this German book from 1800s. So you can use that to play with. Sam Poole stamp up here. Just another snippet of an antique lace. This is from Sam Poole as well. This is one of the lace cards, and then I just have a selection. I hear my dog woofing over there. I think she's about to start barking. Lucy, you're hearing things. Hush. This is one of the eco-dyed envelopes and a piece of antique lace here, and just I think this one was from archive.org as well. Just tucked into the front. Rusty paper clip holding the envelope closed. I didn't put anything in the envelope, but there's also a tuck spot here. This was from, I've showed this in these in a previous video. These are from Anneli's journaling as well, one of her tutorials. This one as well. And tucked into it is an original page from a farm journal from 1902. You have all the wonderful advertising and part of a article on the back there. There's lots of original ephemera in this journal. Cluster, also inspired by Anneli's. Tundex card with a little cluster down here and some antique lace. And I took one of the eco-dyed papers that was on the watercolor paper, the heavier papers, and embossed it, cut it up into tags and embossed it to make some tags. So I like how that turned out. It was a good way to use the heavier weight ones. And I think that's a Sam Poole stamp, if I'm not mistaken. Another one of the heavier watercolor paper that was eco-dyed that I embossed and made a large pocket here. There's a cluster down here. And then tucked in the pocket is a German school book from 1900 that I purchased recently. That's an original page. Just a little snippet here for a tag, a tab. Back side of the prescription. This is an original page from a German poetry book. Has a wonderful Gothic font on it. And this is just an altered paper clip that comes off. The back side of that German book. Plenty of place for writing. This is another altered paper clip up here. Oops, up here. And tucked in it is a page from a cigarette card catalog, a collector's book with the cigarette cards adhered to it. And the eco-dyed paper on the beginning of this signature as well. This is a page from a humorous almanac from 1870, and tucked behind it is a letter from 1907. This is a reproduction. I just did a collage here, and that flips out, and you've got plenty of place for writing or decorating. Just a little decorative edge there, another snippet, another enlarged page from one of, this one's from one of the French books. Just a piece of linen. Got a ruffle made from the same fabric that's on the cover. Coffee dyed pages. This is a scan I did from my some vintage postcards that are in my stash. I just did a collage of the back sides of them. Some very antique linen or lace here. Page from a flower decorating book. This is an altered paper clip, and it comes off. And then this is an envelope I made, and inside the envelope is a vintage postcard from 1909. This is an original. Pretty, I guess those are poppies. And just a collage on the front here. There's also a pocket behind it with one of my tags. And this just goes on here. Some more antique lace down here. I left all the strings just tied. If whoever this goes to wants to take that off, untie it and put some beads or buttons or something on them, dangle something from them, you can. This is a large belly band. This whole thing is the belly band. This is all part of it. This is a tutorial also from Anneli on her channel. And behind it, this is one of the books that I found on archive.org from 1888, and it has the etiquette of the street, rules of conduct to be observed. Very interesting reading to see what the etiquette was back in 1888. And on the back is also laws of etiquette, all the rules that you had to follow back then. Very interesting reading. This is just an envelope that I folded up and I made into a little pocket here. There's a cluster down at the bottom and a tag. In the side is also a tag tucked into the side of it. And behind is a letter. Actually, it's a receipt, I think, from 1910. It's an original, and also attached to the back with this rusty pin is another letter. I haven't opened this. It's on that like tissue paper, really thin tissue paper. So there's another letter in there from, I'm assuming from 1910 as well, because they were paper clipped together. So that's an original. Back side of the postcard, my postcard digital. Here is a belly band going across with some beautiful antique lace. There, gorgeous. And tucked behind it is a page from a school book. I thought this was German, but that doesn't look German. I'm not sure what language that is. But that's an original. And then an original bank receipt, I guess, from 1912. These are just tucked behind. Back side of that linen. Oh, and of course the phone's going to ring. There's a antique lace here. That is beautiful. On the back side is a little piece of one of the French books, and in it, this came from archive.org as well. One of the magazines that I found there. Some more lace here. Flips open. Back side of the eco-dyed paper, and the third signature starts with more eco-dyed paper. Here's the fortune cookie that's in this one. All of my decorated journals have a little fortune that folds open, and then there's a fortune inside of there. This page has one of my digitals from a bunch of documents that I have, antique documents that I have. It's just a collage of those that I scanned, and then some more antique lace. More antique lace down here. It's a page from an original 1884 ledger that's been coffee dyed. I believe this is also a page that I got from archive.org, and it is a large pocket. There's also a pocket on the back side of this linen. There's nothing in the back side, but in here is an original letter from 1924. This is from archive.org. I'm sure of that one. Just an embossed page from the German book with some lace at the bottom, and tucked in here is an original page from a German songbook from the late 1800s or early 1900s. I don't know if that one had a date on it. Another little cluster. This is one of the pockets that I did from that large botanical book that I have. There's a large tag in it. And there's also a pocket behind it. And here's another original from that one of the French books that I have from the 1700s. And this pocket here, there's also an opening here. There's nothing in that one, but there's a tag with a snippet at the top, collaged on the back. And then this is from Sam Poole, one of her lace sample cards, and a piece of my antique lace. We got some more lace up here and a bit down here as well. This page has one of the bumpy lace doilies with the center cut out, and I put a rose behind it and I let it hang over. I'm going to see the center of that later on. This page has a lot going on. This part here is an envelope that's flipped around to the other side. And there's a little pocket in the front here with an original cigarette card or tea card. There's a piece on the side. This is from archive.org. It's an image of a Victorian parlor. And this just opens up for more writing. I believe this is from Ruby and Pearl XO, the document And then there's a tag here with some laces on it, some tatting tucked into the envelope. And then behind this piece is another little tuck spot with another image from a Victorian parlor in one of my little doily centers. And this is the envelope flipped up this way, and there's a tag in there. And there's also a pocket on the side. Another snippet of crocheted lace up there. Another bit of lace running down the side here. Here's the back side of that linen piece. Just a tall skinny pocket made from embossed paper with a tall skinny tag in it. And there's the center of that bumpy lace doily. And that's the back side of the ledger from 1884. And this envelope with a writing space, I guess, was also inspired by Anneli's, one of her tutorials. There's collages of lots of laces on the front, Sampool stamp there, and that opens up for lots of writing space. And it just wraps around, clips on. Back side of my scan of documents, more lace, and there's the eco-dyed paper in the back, my handmade by, and the linen. And then there's a pocket in the back made from a bumpy lace square, and in it is, this is also from Sampool. Just, there's some more of the fabric and some more laces. So that is my Anneli journal. If you are watching this and this journal is still for sale, it is for sale. If it's still for sale when you're watching this, the purchase information will be down below in the description box. You will need to send me an email. And that's all I have for today. Bye for now.